The fact that you're here right now means that you clicked on my video, so before I say anything, I want to thank you for that. Good morning YouTube, welcome back to another one of my videos. Like I said, thank you so much for clicking on the video and choosing to spend some time with me this morning. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from what you're used to seeing on my channel, so it's not going to be your typical vlog style type of video. I kind of want to sit down today and just talk about a specific topic, the topic that you see in the title of the video. So today I want to talk a little bit about how I maintain a lean physique year round. A lot of people ask me this question, so that's kind of why I wanted to touch on this topic. Before I get talking about anything though, I just want to make sure that you guys know that this is like very generalized, like it's not specific to anyone, and how low of a body fat you can maintain year round really depends on your dieting history, how long you've been training for, and just your genetics in general. Another thing that I want to mention as well is that if you're here thinking that I was going to tell you that there's like a magic pill or a specific easy way to do it, then you're definitely in the wrong video, because if there's anything I've learned over the past 3 years is that there is no easy way to achieve a specific physique goal. You definitely have to work hard for it. You definitely have to be consistent. So if that's what you were expecting, then wrong video. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's get into the topic. So I definitely do get asked this a lot, and before I was even able to maintain a low body fat year round or a leaner physique year round, I definitely went through a couple bulks where I gained anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds. And while this isn't necessary, I definitely think it's necessary for girls or males, just people in general, to be in a gaining phase. So you don't need to gain a whole bunch of weight, but being in a surplus will definitely benefit your body like you have no idea. Having a good amount of lean body mass is actually what's going to help you maintain a leaner physique year round, because the more lean body mass you have, the more toned you will look, I guess. A lot of girls still use that word toned, where there really is no such thing as tone. Like, being toned just basically means that you have muscle. So that's why it's so important to make sure that you let your body go through growing phases, because every single time that you put a little bit more of lean body mass on, the leaner you will be able to look at a higher body fat. So that means that you'll be able to have more body fat while still being able to maintain a leaner look. So that's kind of what's happened to me over the past few years. I've put on a good amount of muscle, which actually allows me to stay leaner in my off season without sacrificing my health. For a lot of women, it's not healthy to have visible abs, and it's just not what our body is meant to do. Like, as women, we need body fat to maintain our hormones and maintain a good balance in our body. But there are some exceptions of women who actually just genetically are built in a way that they're able to maintain a lower body fat and still be healthy. In cases like me, where I just have a good amount of muscle mass, that I'm able to maintain a leaner physique. With that being said, there definitely needs to be some consistency. So for not just competitors, like people that go through cutting phases, it's definitely important to do reverse diets and just slowly come out of that deficit, because that's going to allow your body to just put on the body fat very slowly, and that's what's going to allow you to get into a surplus without gaining an unnecessary amount of body fat. How long you reverse diet for all depends on your metabolism, how long you diet it for, how hard you diet it for. So the best way to figure that out is just basically bumping up your calories by a good amount, so like anywhere from like 300 to 400 calories, and then just seeing how your body responds, and then based on how much weight you put on, then you can kind of gauge of that and see whether you need to back off a little bit, or maybe even add more calories. A lot of the times our body adjusts very, very fast, and our metabolism just goes wild after being in a deficit for so long. So that's why it's important to make a big jump at the start, so that way you're able to kind of figure out where your metabolism is at and where things are at the end of your cut. You guys have definitely seen that I'm not 150% consistent with my macros when I'm not on competition prep, but at the same time I am pretty consistent with my macros. So like, I would say like maybe 2 or 3 times a month I will go off my macros, but other than that I'm very consistent with what my coach gives me. When I do plan on doing things like a 10,000 calorie challenge or a 15,000 calorie challenge, I will do something that's called calorie balancing. So even though I'm not able to completely reverse out of the calories that I ingested, I definitely I'm able to undo some of the damage by just making sure that I go into some sort of a deficit or subtract calories on the days leading up to my cheat meal or a food challenge. Normally when I do a cheat meal, I won't do this because honestly it's not necessary. Like, one meal is not gonna kill you, but if you do feel like you went a little bit overboard and you don't want to put on an unnecessary amount of body fat, then you can definitely do something like this where you just take out calories for the next few days after the cheat meal or before the cheat meal or pre and post. That way it's not so hard on your body and you don't have to go on a huge deficit to balance out the calories that you overate. This isn't something that I would honestly recommend to anyone in their off season or just like with lifestyle goals, just because it's not necessary. Like, within time your body will regulate and it'll either go back to your normal weight or you'll just maybe put on like a pound or two, which honestly isn't really that big of a deal. But if you are planning on doing some crazy food challenge, then this is something that you can do to avoid any crazy weight gain. Another thing as well is the fact that I have a very sustainable way of dieting. I wouldn't even really consider it dieting because I just love macro tracking. Like, I love flexible dieting. I don't feel restricted on it. I don't feel like it's a hassle for me to log in my food even if I'm not prepping or getting ready for anything. So I think being able to have a sustainable diet, it doesn't necessarily have to be like flexible dieting. Like, you can be on a meal plan that you enjoy and that you're able to follow year round. Just as long as you don't mind having to do that, then that's definitely going to help you stay leaner year round. I think one of the most important things is just making sure that you are on some type of consistent plan, and that alone will help you maintain a lower body fat. Another thing as well is that I definitely don't ever take out cardio, whether it's just like 15 minutes 3 times a week or just like incline walking or just staying active. That definitely helps me maintain a leaner physique, of course, because I am able to make sure that I'm not in a huge surplus of calories even if I am trying to put on weight. Like I said before, it's not necessary for us to put on a huge amount of weight. I did in the past because honestly that's what I just felt best with, and I didn't mind having a higher body fat. I think those places where I gained a good amount of weight definitely helped me with my relationship with my body and just learning to accept my body at every stage and just helping me to feel comfortable no matter how I look. That being said, there definitely comes a point for every woman, I think, where we just don't really feel that comfortable, and like no matter how much you try to love your body, you definitely get out of your comfort zone. So if you feel like you're at this point and you feel like you want to back off and just get leaner for yourself, just feel good. And sometimes when we like gain too much body fat, we just don't feel good. Like, we feel tired, we feel heavy, and it's just not a good feeling at all. So if you feel like you're at this point, you know what, don't feel guilty for it. It's okay, it's fine. I would definitely still recommend making a huge effort to just being able to accept how you look and just trying to feel as confident and comfortable as possible. But like I said, if you are ready to just kind of get lean for yourself and do a mini cut, then that is completely fine. It's definitely not going to hurt you at all, and if anything, it's just going to help you get rid of any unnecessary fat gains. In my opinion, being in a surplus for like a good 8 months is more than enough to give your body a break from being in a deficit. But like I said, it all depends on your body, your genetics, how long you've dieted for, how much repairing your metabolism needs. A good way to tell whether your body is ready to diet again or not is how it responds to being back in a deficit. If you don't see much change after like 2 to 3 or 4 weeks of being in a deficit and maybe you're gaining weight instead of losing weight, I would definitely recommend giving your body a longer of a break. Sometimes even just how you feel, you'll be able to tell that you're not quite ready to go back into a deficit. So I would definitely back off and just go back into surplus for a longer period of time, and then just wait and see how you feel after a while, and then maybe try the mini cut again. Something I want to ask you guys before I finish off the video is why you want abs year round. Like, why do you want a lean physique year round? I really hope that you guys have a good reason why, because it's definitely not easy and you definitely need to have structure year round. And for a lot of people that just isn't realistic. It's not a way of living. It's not a way to make this a lifestyle, because it's definitely a little bit hard to have balance when you want to maintain a certain physique year round. I definitely have found my balance, but then again, I call it my balance. Like, to a lot of people, the way that I live probably isn't balanced, because most people wouldn't see the point of wanting to track your macros year round, or wanting to do cardio year round, or wanting to train year round. But then again, it's what I enjoy, so that's why I do it. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of this. I want to make sure that you guys know that unless you're like a genetic freak that can be lean no matter what they eat, no matter what they do, you're definitely gonna have to work for it. It takes time. You have to be very patient, and you have to be willing to be consistent and just put in the work. So just make sure that this is something that you truthfully really want. Make sure that it's something that's still enjoyable to you. Fitness isn't having abs, it's not having a specific look, it's about just having a healthy life, being active, being functional. So make sure that no matter what you're doing, that you don't do it because you want to look a certain way for certain people. Make sure that whatever you do is making you happy, is fulfilling you, is enjoyable. Remember that we only get one life, so you don't want to spend your life trying to look a certain way. There's definitely nothing wrong with being on a structured plan or like tracking macros, but I just want to make sure that you guys aren't missing out on life because you're trying to follow a strict plan and trying to maintain a certain look. Remember that years from now, you're not going to remember how you looked, you're going to remember how you felt and the memories you made. So just a little reminder for you guys. Main reason why I wanted to make this video is because this is something that I do get asked very often, so I hope that was helpful to you guys. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this style type of video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up or give me some feedback in the comment area. If you are new around here and you enjoy my content, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you have anything to tell me, any questions for me, then just leave them down below. I will catch you guys in the next one.